Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today with what is probably going to be kind of a disorganized, chaotic mess because I'm trying something new. So, as you can see, I'm going to be trying out my new Forever Young system. So, I've been trying to work out where I want to put my stickers, how I need to organize it, how many colors I have, so how many extra trays I might need. I know that a lot of you gave advice that just to put a minimum amount of drills in here so you could still use these to paint out of. And then if I have extras to put them, just leave them in bags and then fill in as I need. I want everything all together. That's how I prefer to paint. That's why I like my Elizabeth Ward so much. So I'm going to see if I can make it work. But it's going to be a little more disorganized for me because what I've decided to do is just kit it up in kind of the order that DMC put per quantity of drills. I could go down in DMC order like I normally do, but I just thought let me do this first, and then by the time I get to the end, I should be at the colors that have the most drills, and then we'll see where I stand. So I am going to go a little bit out of order and just fill in the first two boxes, which are, let me move some things around here, which are the two ABs. So I'm hoping this kit up is going to go a lot faster. And this is probably more drills than most of you would put in. Like you said, just put the minimum amount in there. But that doesn't really seem like that many drills. I think I can still diamond paint with that. ABs don't tend to be, there's one stuck up in the corner there. I don't know if that's, oh, okay, it is static. Anyway, I'm going to try it like this. We'll see. I did have somebody else tell me that they had put them in by symbol. So like symbols, if they had numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, were all in one little section. Alphabet letters were in a different section. So she could grab quickly where everything went because she has it stacked one on top of each other. So if one falls down, when she pulls it out, it's in the same section. It doesn't really matter, which sounds like a great idea. I don't think my brain will let me work that way, however. So what I'm going to do is what the Forever Young shows, and I'm going to have them on their side like this. So we'll see, because I want to test out how strong are the hinges. Am I going to have any problem with bulging on the sides from heavy drills or whatever? So I have just cut these in the order that they were kind of in, and I'm just going to kind of find my stickers and do them that way, even though they're not going to be in any really kind of order other than by quantity, like I said. That way, because I diamond paint by symbol, all I'm ever really looking at when I'm diamond painting is the symbol anyway. So it doesn't really matter if it's not in DMC order, even though it's just nice for kitting down purposes to have everything in DMC order to make sure you're not, especially when you have multiple boxes of spares like I do, to then go back and forth and be like, oh, I missed this one because it's not in DMC order. I also am thinking about a project where couldn't decide whether this would be interesting or to film or not, so I'll let you guys tell me in the comments down below. I was debating whether or not I wanted to film, because what I need to do is go back through all of my spares. I at one point was keeping track of all of my spare ABs on a spreadsheet, and after the move, I just kind of got out of the habit and haven't really kept up with that. So I was debating whether or not I wanted to film it, because it's really just essentially, I mean, it's not really a whip and chat. It's just me chatting while I'm doing something. So I don't know if that would be interesting to you guys, but what I will need to do, or what I want to do, is to go back through all of my boxes of spares. So I would pull out all my boxes of spare squares and spare round drills and pull out all the ABs, because right now I have all the ABs stored together. Well, but I don't really. That's why I want to go through them all, because some of them I have just realized this is going to make it challenging when I go through to look at ABs, but that's okay. Some of my ABs are still in my spare storage instead of being in my binder where all of my other ABs are. And if I don't have any ABs of those colors, it's fine that the empty bags stay in my spare storage. But I'm pretty sure that I've missed some of them, so I'm pretty sure I have some ABs hidden away in my spare storage that I could be using up, but I need to pull them out and put them in with my binder with all my other ABs. because the whole point in putting them in the binders was to make them more visible so that when I am doing projects, I know what ABs I have and I can pull them out and use them, which I still need to do with this kit. But like I said, I just realized I'm not really putting them in DMC order. So that may be interesting for me to go through and figure out which ones I want to pull, which ones I have and which ones I don't. It's just a little more time consuming for me. No big deal, but just like I said, a little more time consuming. So that's 2 little sections, divider sections filled up already. Or it feels really weird to be doing this not in order. But I told myself I was going to do this in a different way than I normally do it, just to kind of get out of my comfort zone. Because, you know, that's supposed to be the best thing, right? Do things that get you out of your comfort zone. But then also, I don't want to make it so far out of my comfort zone that it becomes uncomfortable, because that's not the point of this. So I have pulled out the number of trays that I should have extra, assuming that some of these where I've got multiple bags of colors, I might want to put in multiple trays. So I've got one that just has a little bit in that I can work from, and then I've got other ones that have the spare drills so I can refill as needed. So sort of the same process as not filling it up, but instead of having extra bags floating around, I will just have extra trays that I've labeled so I know where the extras for that color are. Got a little stowaway in that one. I was saying in one of my other videos that I felt like the kit ups go faster doing it this way. I don't know that they truly go any faster. That one has some static in it. If they truly go any faster or if it just feels like it, because really I'm doing the same thing here. I'm putting my drills into containers. I'm having to cut the bags open and all of that. So it's not really any different than what I would be doing with, say, my Elizabeth Ward, but it feels like it goes faster. So I just thought it was interesting that it feels like it's faster even though it's really not. Although I am hoping that it is faster to actually diamond paint this way. Part of the reason I tried this one is because it's not super expensive. I mean, you can get some of those really fancy ones like the, what's that 3D printed one called? The credenza, which is essentially the same thing. It's 60 trays. It's just in a much nicer looking holder. The dividers are much nicer. It just looks prettier, but it's 60 trays as well for 3 times the price last I looked. And nothing against that. I mean, people got to make a living. I understand that. And they're really pretty. And I know that people who have purchased them say they love them, but more than I can afford to spend, especially right now, on a system I'm not sure I would love or that works for me. I'm still trying out some other systems as well. But like I said, I really do love my Elizabeth Ward and being able to see all the colors. So since these are clear and all the other ones that I've tried have not been, I'm hoping this one works out better for me. All right, we'll see how fast this is going to go for me. Not only to kit it up, but then to actually diamond paint. I know my other experiments have been with the art dot kind of ones when I was doing the tray bricks and the art dot ones. I do think the transparent ones are going to be better for me just because, like I said, being able to see all the colors of the drills is something I really enjoy. And that was something I was definitely not getting with the tray bricks or the art dot ones. Okay, some of these have a little bit of static, so I guess I'll see how that goes. It has been super humid here though. We haven't had a ton of rain. They keep saying it's going to rain, but it never does. And the humidity has been awful the last couple of days. We discovered the dry mode on our heat pumps so that it cools and it also pulls some of the humidity out of the air, which makes it feel even cooler even though the temperature is not super low. So that was a nice discovery. We don't have, or at least where I lived, we didn't have heat pumps. Everybody had central air and heat. So I'm not looking forward to seeing our electric bill this month. We've been kind of fiddling around with things and trying to figure out how to set stuff so it's the most efficient. So we're comfortable, but we don't feel like we're wasting a bunch of electricity. Okay, so I'm making progress. I've got 6 of the little divider sections filled up already. My trash can is getting full of all of the plastic bags that the drills came in, so that's good. I can get this done, kit it up, and then maybe even start working on it. I've got a couple of other projects on the go, but definitely looking forward to how this system works and crossing my fingers that I actually like it. Like I said, because it was so relatively inexpensive compared to other similar pieces. And again, I know this method is not for everybody. If you're somebody who just loves taking your time, single placing everything, then no shade, go for it. If that's what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. I've said before that part of mine wanting to kind of speed through some of these is not because I'm not enjoying things or I'm not having fun. It's that I'm also running this YouTube channel. And one of the reasons that I started the channel was so that I could try new things and share with you guys what I thought of them. You don't have to agree with me. That's okay. We're not all going to agree on everything. That's what makes life interesting, right? If we all like the same things, it would be really boring. Can you imagine if there was only one hobby because we all like the same things? So there was no, like, what if the only hobby we had was, I don't know, woodworking, basket weaving? Again, no shade if those are your things. I actually don't mind doing some woodwork. I've never tried basket weaving, so I can't say if I would enjoy it or not. But if those were your only choices, so that's an interesting question for me. I guess not for me, but from me to you. What other hobbies do you guys have? I personally love to read. If I am not diamond painting, I'm generally reading. I do play a few games on my iPad, so I will do those. I have some that I do every day. I play the Wordle every day. Well, there's several New York Times games that I play every day, just because I feel like those kind of games help my brain. And then I have a couple of mindless games that I play on my iPad, but I read mostly. But I've tried my hands at all kinds of things. I've painted on fabric, something back in the 80s called Trichem, if anybody remembers those. I crochet, I've tried knitting, I've done embroidery, I've done crewel, I've done latch hook, I've done, gosh, all kinds of things. I can't even remember what all of them are, but it's always fun to try something new. But what do you guys do? Is diamond painting your only hobby? I know it can be expensive. I had a friend once upon a time who did leather working. That's an expensive hobby. Okay, so now I'm down to, this is the only color I have one bag of. Everything else I have 2 or more bags of. And this is going to fill this tray up pretty good. I understand that. May not be perfect. Oh, I should have put the sticker on first. Let me do that before I forget what it is. Ooh, that would have not been good. Okay, so I have 7 colors left and I've got 8 extra trays. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ones with 2 bags, I'm going to put one in the actual container. One bag is going to go in one tray. This is what I'm going to do. So that should be enough in there for me to diamond paint from. And then one of my extra trays, I'm going to put in all my extras. And then I can do like someone suggested and just be like, okay, those are going to be all my spares. I'll keep them together so I know what color is, and I definitely will want to label those so that I know which ones are which if I pull them out. Another reason to kind of keep them on their side the way that Forever Young shows them, because then I will not have to worry about them sliding down, and then I won't remember which one is which. Might have poured a little too many in there, but that's okay. Ooh, first problem. Because they fit 5 in a thing, so how am I going to do that? Let me do one, and I'll go down from the top and we'll see. The 2 bags of this color don't seem to be as full as the other ones. So we'll start that one there and put this one here. Let's see if I have enough extra trays for what I have planned, because I really do want to keep them all together. So this one can go here. And then all of the rest of these can go in this one. So yeah, this isn't going to work out exactly how I wanted. Maybe I can just rearrange them since they're not really in kind of DMC order anyway. Maybe I'll steal a couple. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal a couple to complete the 5, and then one of them I can have 2 in. And I'll show you what I mean after I get done with these, because these two, the 905, I've got 3 bags of, and I think I can get all 3 or the 2 extra bags in one case like this, but we'll see how full it is. Okay, so there's that color. So that can go there. All right, then 905. I don't know if I want to put 1 and 2 bags and do it that way. Ooh, it's getting windy outside. Okay, that seems like enough in that one. Let's see if I can get 3 in here. It'll be full, I know, but that's okay because this won't be the one that I'm diamond painting out of. Okay, so I've got all my spares in here. Oh yeah, look at that. It's only about halfway full. Okay, so I can do that. Then I've got 3 left, and I've got 4 bags of this. So let's see if I can make this work with just these 3. So 52 colors. I'm going to need all 60 trays to kit them up the way I want, which again is fine. I know that I'm doing this because this is what I want. No one's forcing me to do it this way. I think that one is nice and full. But I'm trying to do a happy medium between what they've suggested and what I know will work for me. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I got all of the drills in all of the trays. Woohoo! So here is what it looks like. I can't get everything in screen because it's huge, but I've got everything kitted up. So you can see here in this one, I've got this one and then the second tray that has that color in it. I plan to set it on its side so they will be basically, I'll be looking at them like this and then pulling them out this way. This is for my customized bookshelf kit in case I forgot to mention that. So I will be doing that. I think I'm actually going to save some of these extra DACs and I'm going to label all of my extra ones because I'm just afraid I'm going to pull this out to work on it and then I'm going to forget which kit it is or which color it is. I shouldn't. I'm normally pretty good about that, but just in case, I like to hedge my bets because I confuse myself enough. So it's definitely going to be interesting because they're not really in any kind of order necessarily. But like I said, I diamond paint by symbol. So like when I kit up my Elizabeth Ward, they're not really, I mean, they're sort of in DMC order, but I'm looking at the symbol, not the DAC, not the DMC number anyway. So we'll see how this works for me. So I'll report back. But yeah, so after watching me kit it up, let me know what you think. Gosh, I'm kind of looking at this now going, it didn't feel like there was very much static, but just looking at some of these, almost all of them have static. Could be static because of my house. Like I said, it's super humid here. Maybe we just need to dry out things a little bit and we'll see how it goes. But super excited. Like I said, the draglings, even though they're kind of confetti heavy in some places, I think there's going to be enough multi-placing in the background and stuff to make this go pretty quickly. I still am going to go through and pull out some ABs because I want to add some bling to the books and stuff. So I'll be looking at that. Actually looking at this, I think I'm going to go get my copper rounds because this looks like maybe a good place to use those, copper or my gold metallic. So I'll go do that. And leave me a comment down below and let me know if you'd be interested in watching me sort through my ABs and pull out and organize and all of that. It's something I'm going to do anyway, whether I film it or not. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.